Good afternoon, dear participants, respected enthusiasts. What an incredible journey we had so far at AGRIVISION 2.0, from inspiring stories of agri-tech innovation to deep insights on sustainable practices. Each session has left us energized and motivated. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to day 3 of AGROVISION 2.0, organized by Just Agri Education Group and ISASTR NBPGR New Delhi, NGAIF PDKV Akola, AgriSkill Council of India, and Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Government of Punjab. The energy in this hall continues to grow with every passing day, and today promises to be another power packed session filled with actionable knowledge, groundbreaking ideas, and meaningful interactions. We are truly honored to have with us today yet another distinguished speaker who has made remarkable contribution to smart agriculture, sustainable farming, and all. Their journey and expertise will surely ignite new thoughts and possibilities among all of us. Before we begin, let me extend a warm welcome to all our participants who have joined us in online mode. Your presence and enthusiasm make this event truly special. Let's make the most of today's session, engage activity, ask questions, and take away the knowledge that we can implement in our own fields and career. Without further delay, let us proceed with today's keynote session. Now it is my great privilege and honor to introduce our esteemed keynote speaker for today's session, Dr. Syed Ismail. Dr. Ismail is a distinguished agriculture engineer and management professional with more than 45 years of experience spanning agriculture, embedded electronics, automation, process control systems, and the automobile industry. He holds a Doctor of Engineering and Management degree from the Ancient Institute of Technology, Bangkok, and has also conducted doctoral research at the University of Germany. A visionary leader in the field of smart agriculture, Dr. Smile has been actively promoting automation, IoT, embedded systems, artificial intelligence, and climate resilient technologies for sustainable agriculture development in India and across Asia. Currently, he serves as mentor at Radiant Embedded Solutions, Mumbai, Secretary General of the Ancient Association for Agriculture Engineering, and Secretary of the International Agriculture Engineering Journal. He is also a fellow of the Indian Society of Agriculture Engineering. Over the years, he has led and mentored numerous pioneering projects in precision agriculture, automated irrigation systems, climate controlled storage structures, sensor based farm mechanization, and IoT enabled agricultural solutions. His contributions have significantly strengthened the integration of engineering innovation with modern farming practices. Dr. Smile has delivered keynote lectures and training programs at prestigious institutions and organizations, including IIT Bombay, Triple IT Delhi, Punjab Agriculture University, ICAR, IARI, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, and several international conferences across Asia. He has authored numerous research papers and articles and has contributed to the landmark publication Indian Agriculture by 2047, published by the National Academy of Agricultural Sciences. In recognition of his outstanding contributions to agriculture mechanization and technological innovation, he received the prestigious Apollo Farm Power Awards 2020 Special Recognition Award presented by the Honorable Union Minister of Agriculture. Today, we are fortunate to have with us a renowned expert whose work continues to inspire researchers, academicians, entrepreneurs, and agriculture professionals towards a smarter, technology driven, and sustainable future. So, on behalf of Just Agriculture Education Group and all the participants of AgroVision 2.0, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to Dr. Syed Ismail Sir and invite him to kindly deliver his keynote address. Thank you, sir, and over to you.
Thank you very much. It's a very long introduction. I think it's like another speech. Maybe I have to speak less than that. I think it's, let us go ahead. I think today I will share the presentation. Like you told, it's interactive. I have given several times in Just Agriculture. Most of them are monologue, okay? Excepting last one, I remember 2-3 questions came. So what I plan to do now is stop in between. The main 3 sections I'll cover. just ask you some questions. If you have questions, you can ask me in between. No need to wait for the last month. We have at least 45 minutes, and that's more than enough time. I think we will do that now. So let me go and share my presentation. Then, okay, I think you can see this is probably the main topic. What I'm talking about, sustainable and scalable digital irrigation platform for efficient irrigation. Okay, before going to this irrigation, let us see something why we need it, why we have to worry about irrigation so much. So let us see that. So there'll be maybe a 5 minutes. We'll talk about real challenges in the country, and go ahead again to the main theme. Finally, I'll explain you one of the platforms what we can do. Now, when I talk about irrigation systems, these are all the questions. These are all the people comments they give me. First, pani free hai. Why we have to spend? This is a very important question people ask, because till now water is free everywhere, and fortunately or unfortunately, even the electricity is mostly free for agriculture in most of the states. So people will think, well, why the hell you worry about water? Water comes, we actually irrigate it. We will see that in bit detail. Why in the national context as well as farmers' income context, this is very important, ignored for a long time. And another one, people say we already have drip irrigation, sprinklers. I see everywhere when I travel. So why the hell? What we need more than that? People who have money, they can use drip irrigation. Others use normal way, because anyway, India has irrigation is less amount compared to the rain-fed crops. So let us see. Irrigation is what is very important. You know, for the crop, what is important is three things. In the field crops, what I'm talking, field crops, you require a plant, there is a seed, and the plant will grow out of it. And the fertilizers, nutrients, what do you call? Sometimes you have more in the soil, you put less for the growth. And the third, that's what the soil is the third part component important. And water is important. So these three only make you crop and what all the things what we have, the food. It's not a priority of Indian agriculture. Okay, why it has to be priority? Our priority right now is farmers don't get enough income. I think if you know the statistics very clear, an acre a farmer gets now hardly about 3,500 rupees per acre per year. That's around the average income. In Punjab and all, maybe it goes up to 7,000-8,000 rupees, but still very less it is compared to any other business you do. So why this water you're talking is important in agriculture? How it is going to increase my income? This is the questions arise. So to see this scenario, we have to have some idea of the complete scenario of Indian agriculture to understand this context. We have to understand what is happening right now in India, Indian agriculture. Then only we understand why all the things are cropping up, the so-called challenges we face, and then how to rectify them. So let us see the production. People say food security. This is the word we used after Green Revolution for so many years. Actually, if you know I think more than 7-8 years, we produce more than what we need in India. Some of them around 30% more. Think about, for example, sugar, we produce very high. Wheat and rice, we produce high. Of course, millets are a bit less. We'll come back to that. But then rice and wheat produce much more. Milk, we are one of the major, the largest producer in the world. Fruits and vegetables also we produce very well. Fish, you name it, almost everything we produce more than what we need, most of the things. So this is our, what you call the positive point, what we have. And we have here, just a second, we have one problem in this is the edible oils. Edible oils, we import them. So we used to, I remember we used, I think you who are older generation, maybe 60, 50, you will know. We used to see sunflower and we used to see groundnut. Nowadays, they disappeared, completely disappeared. So edible oils, we import heavily. This is one of the biggest challenges India has for the last decade, let us say, and it's increasing now. I'll go fast. Next one is the biggest problem we have faced is the soil health. This I think you would have seen because normally we are used to the culture of Yojana and we celebrate for 1 year, we tell, and 2 years, and we forget afterwards. The soil health is still poor. Whatever we talked last 3 years, according to me, nothing has been done till now. Even soil health cards are not proper. See, for example, compared to USA, soil health is taken every 6 months and it's free. The universities, everybody support taking the measurement of soil health. So, but in India, it's not. Once it was done several years back, and we don't know if it's correct or not, and that's not utilized. When you know soil health is bad, we don't apply the fertilizer based on the soil health. A simple question. You go on taking medicine without knowing what is your disease. So, like example, I tell you, India has very good health now. Our life expectancy has got almost 70 years above. Before it was 45, 50, 40 years back. Because we have a lot of what you call blood testing laboratories. So first of all, you test the blood, then only you give the medicine. So here we have the problem of certain things, soil health. You see the soil degradation, land degradation is around 30% in 2022. Okay, it's now 2026. So biggest problem is the we face. And you see, we have the fertilizers, some of them, I think who are experts will know some of the fertilizers are fixed, not used in the soil. These are all detail you want to understand. So this is a problem. We apply more fertilizers on the top. And that is the reason I think you hear recently also the export of certain crops are banned. But I think there was a misconception before a decade or so. People are telling micronutrients are deficient in Indian soils. But as you see the figure I shown, they are not the real big problem. This is the major nutrients are the biggest damager. Let me go for only two more slides. I want to show you the real problems. Food waste is a big problem. We want to produce more, but you know how much we waste? We waste starting from somewhere about 30, 40% to 70%, depending on what crop we are talking. We waste where? I tell you the waste cut one simple thing. In Americans, normally they waste from table to fork. They don't eat the food, whatever comes there to the table. They trash the food more. But India, the problem is to get from the farm to fork. There's a lot of wastage. Think about fruits, vegetables. That is the reason, even though we produce enough fruits and vegetables, our nutrition level is very less. That's the reason we hear about a lot of problems about the children who are not fed properly, hunger, all indexes, whatever come, because the distribution is the problem. We'll come back to the distribution. It's not a topic today, but then that is getting sorted out slowly, slowly out. But wastage stopping is not there. Actually, very less people talk about wastage. For example, when I talk to some people on food storage grain, they say, no, only we have only wastage is about 8%. But actually, really, when you see it, the food grain comes again to the distribution outside. It's too much wastage. The wastage of damages, rat, whatever we call, we are not bothered about waste. I think this is very important. Next, last one, which I say the current challenges. Everybody talks about climate change, but I think these are all important. Climate change is one, we'll come back. But here, the biomass. Banana, the biomass of banana, almost 60 to 70% is wasted, especially in the northern India. Southern India, people eat the banana, almost every part of it. So this is the biggest problem now, is the biomass utilization, how to do it. Fortunately, this slide is a bit older, a few years older, but I think fortunately the the stubble burning has been stopped. Stubble burning almost stopped now. I think 10 to 15% only remaining in the stubble burning as of last year. And this has been done for the last 5 years. Excellent job done by direct seeding. I think we'll have it some other day. We come to, these are all the problems we have today's scenario. I told the farmers are getting less money. Yes, agreed. We go back and see why. Mainly, basically, here also in this group, I think there will be an agronomist, probably there will be an entomologist, and there will be an engineer, there will be a soil scientist. Ask anyone about what is a red rot, where it comes from. 50% people will not know about it. Ask about pink bollworm on cotton. More than 50% will not know about it without knowing about how you call an agriculture. You see, a farmer must know everything. He must know how to irrigate, he must know how to seed, how to harvest, how to grow, how to weed. But we scientists are specialized in only one area. I am a soil scientist. I will not know anything about irrigation, or I will not know about engineering, tractors, whatever it is. This is the biggest problem. This slide shows how the China has changed in the last 20 years. Used to group them together, work together, all the disciplines. If a farmer can do all the job by himself, why not a scientist? Why not you people who have spent so many years so-called studied? It takes another few months for you to learn one more subject. So I always ask the engineers, what is a sativa? You tell me what it means. They don't know. But I remember we are old people, we learned 52 subjects. We learned almost all the disciplines you call in agriculture, we learned together. But today, unfortunately, we have become silos. This has to change. If you don't change it, Indian agriculture will not come up. Okay, let us come to that point only, because very important to tell in this forum, I told. So improving why we need collaborative work. We have to we improve the inputs use efficiency. What are the inputs? For example, water, fertilizer, everything. Efficiency we have to improve. How much we have to improve? Let us come back. But the more we improve the efficiency, the cost of inputs will be less. That means whatever you put for farming, the cost will be less. So farmer will benefit ultimately. And also less damages to the environment. Mitigating climate change is also point. Why climate change come into picture? Because whatever reason may be, but still we are afraid of monkeys and cut the trees in the farms. You see yourself. Okay. I think the wild animal is a big problem, they say. And a lot of confusion, a lot of talks I have talked about it. It's a question of collaboration is absent. They say it's the forest department. So, for example, Neil Goy, talk about so many of the animals coming to that. Where the animals will go to eat? So there's a gap between. So climate change happens because of the tree. We Indians also we cut a lot, and whatever reason, plus other globally happens. Soil wealth quality we have to improve. Now food is preferred with less chemicals, especially younger generation also want organic food, and you know the trend, and so we have to use less. Uh, More automation we require, less labor, because we know we always people talk about more than 50%, 60% of human resources used in agriculture, but they are not really productive in the agriculture. So the problem is again, there comes labor's not available now because they become expensive. They are available. Now the labor today generation want more money than the older generation. That is a big problem. Easy accessibility, food on demand. Now, everybody can order food through apps. So food is transportation from one place to another, and change of food preferences. People started suddenly liking dragon fruit. I mean, this is something of fancy people talk about. Of course, we have Goa, which is beautiful, nutrient, everything well. But this is again one of the problem comes. Now, I will come back to the current problems we told. The current needs optimize inputs, reduce wastages. These two only we will see concentration first and see the next few slides. Now, to that, you see, for example, what are the opportunities come? You're all maybe some students looking for business. Mechanization of land preparation, sowing, harvesting. All the areas are vacant, excepting only wheat and rice. All or nothing done much. You compare with any Europe or any of the Australia, anywhere else, we all manually we do. For example, sugarcane UP, all manually planted. Right now also they're coming to a new system of planting everything, only hardly 20% is done. And sugarcane Harvesting is also mostly manual. I would say more than 90% is manual. Fertilizer application, again, are actually manual. Very few, yes, fertilizer spreaders we have. Tell me how many farmers in a village use a fertilizer spreader? Weeding, all the weeding is again manual. Big potential for business who want to do it. Water application, only pumps, drip, sprinkler. Here I would say about, sorry, just a minute. Here I will come back later on for the water. This is our main topic. Pumps efficiency, I would say, one line I would say, today our pumps, Indian pumps, electricity pumps, for example, electrical pump, we have three phase, single phase, 5 horsepower. Efficiency hardly about 25, 20%, 25%, 30%. Whereas in US, everywhere is more than 70%. Why we can't do it? Because it's not, doesn't come under purview of one department. So, and the people never thought about, you can shut down power plants if you only increase the pump car electrical efficiency. This just to give an idea of why, how you youngsters must look at where we waste. So that is where we can say pesticides. We'll come back to the detail. Like when I say less than 10% chemical only, 8 to 9% of the chemical you spray only hit the target. That means they reach the plant or the insect or the pest, whatever you call. Rest of them are wasted in soil, water, and environment. Less than 10%. Rest of them we consume. And how many research is done on this? Almost nil throughout India. Storage and logistics, yes, we are in the primitive stages. Still, we are poor. Even the grain storage, we don't have automation systems. We don't have IoT systems. Even the recent ones which built during last 4 or 5 years in Punjab area, even they are not fully automatic. So it's not given a high priority storage and this logistics we have to. Meat poultry, again, the question if only basic it is done, there is no mechanization. Horticultural crops, all of them manual. There is, you don't have the harvesters like you have in other countries. So this is the potential for youngsters to do it. Look at here. So what is the income will increase and how much the labor can be reduced. Now we come back to one of the mechanization part is reducing the water. See, water, we have to reduce the water. So increase the nutrient application efficiency. When we apply fertilizer, how we apply? I have seen in banana fields in one of the village I went whole banana they changed from tobacco, they went to sugarcane and then to banana. And the biggest problem is they only apply the fertilizer once in a month. Okay, imagine it's again a problem. Most of the crop we apply once in a while, and then most of them go through soil to the water washed away and or evaporates, whatever maybe. Doesn't reach really the target. So we have to really be serious on this to work on it. Improve surface water storage. Disappeared from India. If you see 70, 80 years back, how many lakes we had or ponds we had, we don't have. Now people started, even Punjab, I heard recently, people started making farm ponds. Surface storage is important. You can't depend on groundwater. Today we have groundwater depletion almost 0.5 meter per year in most of India. And suddenly one person will say, no, mera gaon mein problem nahi hai. I'm getting enough water. That's a very small pocket. The groundwater is going down every year up to, average is around 0.5 meters. So that's almost 1.5 feet going every year down. How long it will go? How our next generation will have water? So drainage again comes, climate control. We'll come back to this later on. There are new trends in irrigation, smart irrigation system. For example, we talked about alternate wetting and drying. I tell you in short about what is alternate wetting and drying. For paddy field, you give water first. After the first water, think about the water is standing. It goes slowly every day down water level. Look at beginning when you plant the crop, look at whether it goes to 5, 8 centimeters, 10 centimeters. Then only we re-irrigate. No need to keep the water always on the top standing. Oh, that gives a lot of problem also. See, when you keep the water always on, methane emission, lot of other things comes into the also environment. Research has found for 2 decades or 3 decades. So you have to let it go, the water, down the ground level, maybe 15 centimeters. Let's not go to the scientific way, whether it's 10 centimeters, 15 centimeters, 20 centimeters. Then you re-irrigate. By that, you save 30% of water. And the quality of rice is better. Okay, this has been proved many places, but not only in India, even in Asia. Recently in Bangkok at a conference, I asked the Indonesian people who presented about this. I told, you're talking about this 20 years. I know ICAR has done for 15 years. Show me 10 farms anywhere working in Indonesia. They are not implemented. So we started asking question, why? Excellent technology wise. That is the reason today session is there. How, why it is not done. We'll see it in the next, after 5 minutes. Another technique is there, for example, subsurface irrigation. You put the pipe 12 centimeters or 15 centimeters below, depending on the crop, rice a bit more and uh, wheat a bit less. This is, so you put the pipe, drip under the ground, and then you irrigate it. Oh, you reduce water very significantly, you reduce it. It is done by BISA, for example, in Ludhiana. BISA is a Bolog Institute of South Asia. Very, very, very excellent when you see the results. It's very good. Even sugarcane initiative, subsurface irrigation is very good. But the problem is it's a bit expensive. You have to lay pipes down there. And if you ask me whether you can lay the pipe for rice or wheat, visit Ludhiana Bisa and see it. They got 50, I think, hectares or 500 acres or something. I saw it. It's wonderful to see it without any water on the ground on the top. You'll see the full crop growing because water is not required for the soil. Water is required for the plant. Fertilizer is not required by the soil. Fertilizer is required by the plant. So this is what important. Now, one more thing, this is not from the institute. People have adopted. It's called root zone irrigation. कहाँ चाहिए उधर देना पानी. Precision irrigation is what? Precision technology means what? You give that much required at that particular place or to the particular thing at particular time. That is called precision irrigation. There's nothing else. Precision technology is only that. So people put a small 2 feet watering stick for the trees. Trees actually, you require water 1.5 feet down, 2 feet down on the surface. There's no need of putting the drip on the top and the water has to penetrate and go through. Not all of them will go. So people have done this. The farmers have done, and they found very useful, like the small ideas. Now, fertilizer, I just mentioned few seconds here. 40 to 90% of fertilizers are lost, what we apply. They are not going for useful purpose. They only damage our soil, our water, because the water anyway washes out and goes rivers and comes back to drinking water. All the problem because of the fertilizer. Pesticides, I told 90%. This seldom people talk because nobody works on pesticide application in India. How to apply that instead of 10%, 8%, 9% only effective, I make it 15%. I don't know any institute working. You youngsters have to look at it. There are different technology tried. Outside is much better outside of India. Okay, the techniques are different slightly, but we have to work on it. Delivery mechanism is important. Nozzles and variable pressure pumps. For example, here drone will not help you to spray effectively the pesticides because it sprays into the air also. But it looks nice to advertise drone can save the labor. But practically, when you see the results, it's very catastrophic actually when you see spray the pesticides, chemicals, especially with the drones or something like that. So we have to have a better devices looking for it. And a lot of things, I think I'll share this also with you people. I think you can see rest of them. Now let us go to a little bit because we are all youngsters. We look at AI in agriculture. Everybody wants AI. AI will do agriculture. Somebody asked me uh, several months back when the Punjab floods came. Somebody asked me, "You're an expert. Tell me whether yeah, drones or anything can be used for the flood problem." I told him after flood happened, nothing can help. Only you have to go to the field and work. You cannot sit in the AC room and work. So only drones can help you to identify flood prone areas, but you don't have any measurement technique of where the flood comes from. We don't have system to measure still. How much is the runoff from each field, major fields? We don't plan exactly. We don't have a canal water flow measurements. So unless you do all those things, we will not be able to solve the flood problem, for example. So AI, what it can do, AI, very simple. Whatever you use, you capture images, you capture data. So what it can give you, for example, AI can tell you this much fertilizer you apply at this particular time for the crop, because the crop needs now this much fertilizer. It can say this much water you apply. My question is, how will you do that? Where is the technique to apply? Where are the tools available? Okay, if you have micro irrigation, drip irrigation, you have to go for the system where you can apply fertilizer together. Yes, it is done. Tell me where you have seen automated micro irrigation. I tell you, some company like Netafim is there, Jain Irrigation. I think you'll know a lot of new guys have come. Tell me the statistics. How many thousands you have seen? Have you seen in your district at least 10 farms, 20 farms you see? No. I have seen several of them, cluster of them in Nasik, for example. That is also 15 years back. Really cash crop they use for grapes they use. So the cost is around 3 to 4 lakhs per acre. So we'll come back to that slowly. AI can only advise. AI cannot deliver the stuff. So delivery, you require mechanization. You need tools to deliver this one. For everything, even for chemical, you say this particular chemical, you spray this particular insect, you take from the photograph spray. But I'm telling you, 8 to 9% only go to the insect or to the plant. So we have to do for the next one. Yes, please go ahead. Some question was there. Okay. Next short question. Are our farmers ready for electronics or sensors? Is the biggest question. Right now also we talked about drones. When we use servicing of drones is a problem. FPOs. I would like to remind you, I think really if you know the tractor servicing also only district wise available. Even taluka wise not everywhere available. So if tractor something goes wrong, even today the farmer has to wait for 4 or 5 days. So we don't have that. I mean, I'm not talking about certain locations of Punjab or something like that, but I think throughout India on average, we don't have, Maharashtra, we don't have that much facility. So that is one of the reasons why custom hiring centers cannot survive much. They have a lot of problems because maintenance is expensive, very expensive, and they don't have business, that much business. See, tractor they use only for how many hours in a year, and how much they'll pay for the CHC. So that is a problem. But you see, one of the operation, very important operation in the farm, very frequent operation is only irrigation. Only irrigation. You don't seed many times, only once you seed, once you harvest, but you irrigate so many times. And the question is, farmers ready for electronics? No, not exactly today, but you can do through the community program. Like CSCs, they can adopt and give efficient irrigation in the farm using electronics, even though our farmers are not ready. So this requires two, operational support and service support. Even for operation, if I give a schedule, you say, a lot of people say, na, so much evapotranspiration, farmer will adjust his water level. Tell me, any one farmer can do it? No, even the scientists cannot do it. So when we get a solution, we need a way how it will operational be done. So I will explain that also here in the next few minutes. So I think that is what important, operation support, service support. So I feel most of the electronics or any technology in the farm will work only when community based. It will not work individual farmer. If you work for individual farmers, if you have 50 acres, 100 acres, rich farmers, cash crop, only that hardly comes to less than 5%. So what about the 95% of the people? They have to go for community based. I will just play a video of this.
Agriculture consumes nearly 70 to 80% of Maharashtra's total water. Yet today, most of this is controlled manually by hand every single day. Existing automation systems depend on mobile networks that simply don't reach most farms, and they control either pumps or valves, never both. We built Varun, a modular hybrid irrigation automation platform designed for every farmer. Varun is a modular irrigation automation platform built entirely in-house by Radiant Engineering. The master node controls pumps and coordinates a network of solar-powered slave nodes, each managing up to 6 valves or gates. Communication runs on a hybrid stack, LTE for cloud connectivity, and LoRa with ESP mesh for fully offline operation. Optional need of SIM card, no grid power, no internet required. Every component, hardware, firmware, and software designed and built by our team. Most automation solutions in the market today work only on connected, high-income farms. They require stable internet, grid power, and significant investment. Varun is built for a different reality. It works where there is no signal. It runs where there is no electricity. It covers every irrigation method: drip, sprinkler, flood, and canal. Not just modern drip systems, significantly less or just 15% the competitor cost. With no recurring charges, Varun brings automation to the 80% of farmers that existing solutions simply cannot reach. This is not a concept. Varun is already deployed in the field. The prototype is running. Varun, versatile, autonomous, real-time, unified, networked, and scalable. Every farm, every method, every condition. Varun. 600 billion liters of water saved annually. 1 lakh farmers served by year 5.
I think it's like more of an advertisement, but I think, sorry, I'll go to the next one to explain that in another 5 minutes, the concept. You see, Indian consumption of fresh water in agriculture is 70 to 90%. USA is around 35% of the available water they use for agriculture. China they use 55%. You see, we have drinking water of hardly 2%, 1.5% to 2%. For that, we put film stars to come and tell the children, please close the null, please close the null. But think about, we use 70 to 90%. Okay, Punjab maybe 70%, some states 90%, average is around 80, okay? That much water we waste in agriculture, not use in agriculture. So it is important for us. The reason is depletion of groundwater is 0.5 meter. Now, do you know about bankruptcy? You have heard, all of you. Philippines declared bankruptcy in water bankruptcy. India too will come if it continues like this. It will also will happen probably in 15 years, 20 years. And that's all will happen. Because once the groundwater table really depletes, it will be very difficult to recharge again, back again. Now, micro irrigation, very good. They have not reached even 20% because the cost is very high. It has to be somewhere about, I told 10, 15%. You require to see how we can achieve that. I will explain you how we have tried to help to achieve this after seeing the problems. We don't have metering of control of flood irrigation at all. Flood irrigation is absolutely must because more than 80% we do flood irrigation. If we don't control flood irrigation, it's a waste. I think those who have seen solar pumps, they start morning and then till 5 o'clock they run continuously, pumping water from Punjab, from everywhere else. This is a basic problem. Even though there is a system for GSM data to go, but nobody used it actually. Because it was individual, they don't bother about it. So, canal water efficiency, actually I told now the problem is 20, but some people argued with me it's 40 in Punjab. Yes, I agree. But some places it's very low. So it depends on, I'll just stand corrected. Instead of 20, we can make it 40. Land gradation is more than 20% like we saw before. Now, affordability is farmers of 85% of the farmers require. Now, like I told you, this is also important. The FPOs have another business to get. They can manage the irrigation for a cluster of farms. An FPO easily can manage 100 farms easily. A guy spending 1 or 2 hours a day can automatically do it, that particular job. Any automation irrigation must be community based if it is going to be successful in India. Irrigation service is the most economical, and this will give the continuous revenue for FPOs also. Now we have the objective we have taken, this particular systems. We want to install canal, tubers, and then from ponds also irrigation, drip and sprinkler, everywhere you can do that. You see the model for farmers validation adoption, we have to have irrigation optimization, entrepreneurial, because actually these systems cannot be supplied by one company. Irrigation systems in India, it's not possible. In Punjab, somewhere a corner a farmer buys, I cannot give support from Mumbai, or somebody from Chennai cannot give a support. It must be local. So remember, when I think 35 years back, I remember telephone when I came first from Germany to India, I could not, because telephone your waiting time was 10 years. So or you have to pay some money to that's called MP quota. Okay, so you pay some cash money to the MP quota. I got the telephone. That time I asked why telephones are not there. Even though Bell we had Tatas, we have Birlas, BHEL, Bell, all we had. But why they cannot do? Then I remember somebody took me, now it's happening to Pune, then one institute called CDOT happened. What they did was they designed the whole EPABX. That's it. EPABX they designed, and they designed even the coin operated phone mechanisms, and they licensed to everybody to make. That's how the flood of how the telephone industry started in India, not because of a corporate, because the government decision to make this as a licensing and let many people do it. So that's how the telephone industry started. People started using telephone in India. Similar must come in agriculture. There is no other way a farmer can be educated and can be afforded to technology level compared to US. You see, US farmers earn much more in absolute money compared to Indian farmers. And I will skip that one. And why it's not going? Okay, I come. So how the system works here? Simple. We have one called a pump node. Pump, you may have 3 pumps in the farm. So you keep one of the small box, very small box. This is only few thousand rupees worth. So you put one of the pump, it has got all the protection for the pump. Today you have the SMS starter, pump starter, we know all those stuff. But this particular one, then you have the field nodes. So these are all the field nodes you can have. So the field nodes can control the valves. So you can control up to 6 multiple valves. So you can actually put in the center of the field valves only there only, no need to lay the pipe from the main pump house to the field. And if a farmer 1 acre farm or 2 hectares farm, he requires only one node probably. And even this pump node can also drive some of the valves. But valves normally is a bit far away in the field when you go 2-3 valves in one cluster. After a few hundred meters, another valve cluster. This can be done for the large farm also. This concept is the node concept of master and slave nodes, are very effective cost-wise. Plus, if I have 3 pumps, I don't put 3 SIM cards. If I use SIM also, forget LoRa. Those who don't understand, I'll explain afterwards some other time. But I think that's without free of cost communication system. Now we have this, actually with the SIM also, one SIM can control all your 3 pump nodes, all your pump houses. So that becomes cost effective actually. This is where how we reduce the cost and reliability. The technology is available already for quite some time. It is used in other industries, but in agriculture, this is the first time we have made it. Now this is how it looks like. The advantage again is each one of this is, for example, this is the left side here. This is the node with the solar panel. This can irrigate walls, 6 walls. Now it has also, we have put a temperature, humidity, and atmospheric pressure sensor. It comes almost free, less than 1,000 rupees. You get an added figure. So you get the microclimate management. You can get the data of microclimate without spending very expensive weather stations and stuff like that in a whole field. Because in a village, you'll find 2 or 3 parts will be there. There'll be different temperature, different type of rain, or whatever, all the climate conditions. So this will be very useful. May not be right now, not probably after 6 months down the line, once you collect the data to evapotranspiration calculation, everything will be very useful because data is required for AI, and this can be very valuable tool with almost no cost. This is the biggest thing is we don't add additional cost to this. It comes to the same one. If you use ISP, one SIM card, only one through center, it communicates. And we also planning to make for village level communication, very important. Village level communication means you can also link your tractors, moving, or any other equipment with this data inside. So you don't spend so much money for the communication inside, and the village it can pick up, because most of the agriculture data, excepting drones and all, okay, most of the agriculture application data, you require once in a second a few bytes, or maybe once in several seconds only few bytes of data. You don't require like video cameras and all to spend. It's not required. So it can be very effectively can be done. We require village level communication, affordable communication, water level, how to measure for the in the well. These are all the small issues can be attached automatically to this system. So with this, I think I would thank you. I will ask for questions. Hello. You can
Yes,
ask any
sir.
question. Yeah, you can ask any questions.
Yes, sir. I'm just doing the chat box enabled and they can drop their questions right there. We can wait for 5 minutes for that.
No problem.
Yeah.
Vamanamurthy, pulse feeding means, what do you mean by that pulse feeding? And Sneha, how many farms have you seen they're ready? Farmers are ready with sensors using. How many farms? I have not seen, because I probably in Maharashtra I've seen 80 village panchayat in the last 4 years. Somewhere 1 or 2 I see a polyhouse somewhere around. This is the Pokhara project I'm talking also. But farmers are not ready with the soil testing, irrigation. No. Unless you see in a village, one farm, every village has 1 or 2 farmers have, we are not ready for it. Pulse feeding means I don't understand what you mean by pulse feeding. This I cannot reply unless I get more clarity on that from your side. Vamana Murthy. Oh, this is a very critical question. How to convince farmers from shift to paddy? No need to convince. You cannot convince any farmer, in my opinion. See, farmers normally adopt when they see benefit there. We think we are more educated than farmers. That's the biggest problem with our, especially PhDs. We think we know better than them. It's not true. Farmer will be really willing to spend money. He spends money provided he sees the benefit of it. So paddy, because actually we have moved, especially you are talking about move from paddy out, is very interesting, because paddy, I think 3,000 liters per kg of water we are using for paddy. Okay. It's a very huge amount of, and then again, the question is again, yesterday there was a webinar on fortified rice. Okay. Again, I asked about 0.6 kilowatt per kg. Again, you are spending for the fortified rice. So it's a real problem, paddy. But paddy was introduced in Punjab because of the government initiatives, because they thought somebody made a mistake actually after Green Revolution, and think income has to come. So Punjab farmers actually the biggest. There are different multiple problems. The different states is the debt is a big problem also in Punjab. To my knowledge, debt is farmers debt is also a problem. We have to get through by proper sales of the product out. I cannot tell very clear to that. Now, don't believe in crop rotation. No, they believe in crop rotation because nobody shown crop rotation is done. You see, there's excellent what you go. That's what I always say. This is the only one time I missed to put CA, conservation agriculture. So we talk conservation agriculture, then you call organic agriculture, traditional farming. So many we've seen. I attended or even presented on different venues. But the question is all are same. You don't show the same crop and rotate. It was happening before. It is stopped now. I think it will stop soon because this year government has taken a lot of action in Punjab, another one to grow millets more. So and also PAU has taken many initiative. I saw it before 2 years also they has taken initiative to promote. So it will take few more years, but I think it's changing. Sir, how farmers are given service support to this irrigation? Yes, I told you already. See, service means it's not only repairing. I'm talking even the functionality support. It has to be given through only FPOs or something like expert. Let's say one guy is there, one diploma person maybe, or ITI person maybe, or something with electrical knowledge and how to operate a laptop. Oh, I have not shown you. I think I will just show you because you asked the question. I will just show you that. Just a minute. Where is the? Yes. Where is the? No, not this. Sorry. Just a minute. Google, I want. Yeah, I will share. I get. Is the one? Okay. Now you see, for example, this one is the community dashboard. What you told, how a farmer will do this. For example, 6 are online right now, so you can go and see which one's online, which is offline. For example, here you see this WTC, one of the node, valve node is off, another one is on, main unit is on. So you can find and operate, one person can operate multiple farms. Each one belongs to each one. Okay, each one of the farmer name, whatever it is, multiple can be done. This basic structure and all the software, everything is ready. You want to go to individual farmer, he gets the particular individual farmer, he gets it. You get all the details, everything. So it's very easy for even the children of farmer can do it, farmer also can do it, but still farmer needs assistance, some assistance. So I think this can be done through community centers only. What is the solution can be for monkey menace? Okay, sorry, farmers are given one thing. How to improve the use of fertilizer and irrigation water? You can put directly with a venturi tube. Most of them very simple technique. Actually, you mix all the fertilizers together, or you want to put all three. It's not required like in the polyhouse, like grapes, they do it. You can do it with venturi flow, normal drip also will go through. If you don't want to drip, you can put in the water flood irrigation. When you have automated, then you can do that. So how much it will automatically, venturi you make a pipe, it will automatically suck the sufficient amount of the fertilizer or nutrient inside there. Monkey menace. Not only monkey, actually, this is a real problem. I think I had a problem of nilgai, for example, and I see people try to put the electric fence, and we have porcupine also problem in Baroda area, for example. Monkey problems, actually, we cut all the trees outside in the farm also. We have to look at multiple angles of monkey population to reduce. There must be solution. Like we have also problem of roadside dogs, okay, street dogs we get. So similar, we have to seriously think about monkey, how to control the population. Very important to see, very important to control the population. So goat population you have to control, otherwise no grass will be left out in the world. Similar to that, this is only solution. Next one is how to increase soil fertility. Very simple. It's very simple. Just don't put too much fertilizer, number one. Take your soil testing and put only that much required. Most of the time, problem is the people wrong fertilizer they use. I have seen banana farmers using sugarcane. Sugarcane का because the stockist had only sugarcane का fertilizer, he told वो भी चलता है, इसका भी डाल सकता है. I asked simple question, do you know what is the boron means? Element boron. The guys, none of them know about it. So problem is every crop requires certain nutrient. If you don't give that, it will not grow. How to increase soil fertility? Best way is to rotate crops, reduce the input. No need to go crazily. See, if you're a sick man, you have to make medicine. Don't go with the way natural farming I will do, natural farming I will do. Only you're okay. When you're okay, do the natural, traditional, whatever it is called. But you're not okay right now. You have to correct yourself. So apply the enough fertilizer, which is required, that much only you apply. Can hydroponics? Yes. Hydroponics, 80, 90% water saving. But hydroponics or aeroponics, when you go for it, problem is it's expensive and it can be good for only certain crops, not for all the crops. They are expensive, very expensive. Energy, really, they take a lot of energy. I think some of the people, polyhouses, India spent a lot of billions of dollars, whatever, or rupees. How many we spent polyhouses? We had a big webinar series on polyhouse down. There is a YouTube channel I run automation in agriculture. YouTube channel. So you'll find around 300 of scientists and people have spoken. We had one session for the polyhouse only. The biggest problem is we make it in somewhere in Himalayan region and then put it in Hyderabad. So polyhouses, hydroponics good for horticulture crops especially for export or near peri-urban areas, I would say. Otherwise, it's not good for village level. Transportation will be too expensive. Varun model have negative aspects of everything will have negative aspects. Means, see, the question is here, I told you, any model, anything, is not only this model. Any irrigation model, what you try to make it is modular and you can plug it in. Suppose in our case, one node ka problem, only change the node. The small box you have to change. You need not worry about anything, it will work automatically. But you need the support. I'm telling you, nobody in the world can give you, even in Ludhiana, if I have 20, 30 farmers, I cannot give, or nobody can give. Because you require much more to employ a person and keep it. So it must be localized. So I think this will come. We are working with the people, people interested to go for community level. And there is a question also, the farmers don't like neighbors, but I think this will change now because it's already changing. It's only our mindset, to my opinion. Expected to return on investment farmers. Oh, see, very simple. 3 to 4 lakh they cannot afford. See, now drip ka actual cost is around 40,000, 40 to 45, depending on how we put per acre. Okay. This you have to spend around 20,000, 25,000 more maximum, including walls, whatever. In flood irrigation will be much less. You don't require the drip ka level. So flood irrigation hardly will come 20,000 you spend 1 acre or maybe even less than that because you share the resources across the field. No? Because the communication can happen from your field to next field also. So one SIM cost or one of the communication centers will take care of rest of the nearby also. So that's the advantage when you look at the availability of the communication. Instead of, if a farmer will forget to charge his SIM also, if we give in 1 year, now it is very cheap, but still the tower may not work, then what is the solution? So these are all will come. I think we have already looked for it. We'll solve it. They say in English, we cross the bridge when it comes. So return of investment, I think probably 1 year, 2 years, maximum 1 year, 2 years. It's irrigating a crop at more than one time in a day at regular interval. No, not required. Depends on the crop. See, that's what the job of agronomist. Agronomist will tell you exactly what stage of crop, how much you have to irrigate. For example, I give this is where the AI come into picture, those who are interested. Suppose I say today, see, he says, agronomist says, your crop is 15 days old, then you have to apply for 2 hours for this field. He calculates and tells. Now, the AI will tell 2 hours not enough for you because last 1 week you had a lot of sunshine, lot of evaporation. So you have to give 10% more. That is what AI can give. AI cannot do anything else. So, but then how to convert this, whatever the radiation happened or whatever you call, I don't want to talk, but all these things to be converted to this percentage, 8%, 5%, 2% doesn't make any sense really in agriculture. If whether it's 2 hour irrigation, whether it's 1 hour, 50 minutes irrigation, doesn't make much difference, but it makes difference with whether it's 2 hours or 1.5 hours. or even 1 hour 45 minutes to an extent. So that really saves the water and energy also. How digital irrigation platforms support sustainable agriculture and achievement. Oh, SDG is very good. Water saving is one of the first SDG. I think wastage also is all will come automatically. I can get you. You can put in this same question. I think if you put it in Chat GPT or you will get all this information immediately. How are we? How do we know the fertilizer requirement of crop? This is actually fertilizer ka is very good. We have excellent system in India. We have a lot of books available for each crop. You can say which variety you specify. You see, all the hybrid varieties require more water and more fertilizer. Remember that. Not like the old one. Yield is more, but require more fertilizer and water. Please brief, just a second. Brief on use of biotechnology tools, water and energy can be achieved. See, biotechnology is a very broad term. It can be used from everywhere. Biotechnology used from waste management to create, or biotechnology is also used in your making chemicals. Also, you can use a lot of stuff. So I don't know exactly. It's a different topic altogether. Okay, it's a different topic. We'll cover some other time. And we have some experts in biotechnology. Very good. India is very good in biotechnology. I know 2 or 3 very good institutes in India which does excellent job. IC Institute. How can we improve the usage of new digital technology among small? Yes, technologies. Nothing is there here. Frankly speaking, what technology? We are only sitting in the cell phone and dreaming. What has helped? I have seen really. The farmers get to know which pest has attacked or whatever it is. But still, you see, even Maharashtra cotton, pink bollworm is so much has come out. And you need only 15 days advance information to stop that spreading. It's not happening with all the communication we have. So technology is not advanced. We have now probably, I think, to my knowledge, somewhere about 200,000, 300,000 of the automatic starting of pump with SMS. That's one technology we have seen. Otherwise, we don't have any technology. And the pumps, I told you, efficiency is very poor. We have to improve. Solar pumping is very good. But unfortunately, solar pumping is good for water lifting, not for groundwater lifting. Groundwater, you cannot go for 100, 200 feet, again pump the water. That is really, the water under the soil doesn't belong to us here. I think that is a basic principle. Outside, we have so much water coming from top, then only it goes down. We are again pumping from down. So I think we should think seriously about it. Youngsters, especially, be careful because it's the future of your children. So how to irrigation work more efficiently by using AI? Yeah, I told you models. All these models can tell you there are 2 ways. Here I tell you, model can give one. How much is the water available in the ground? Ground means the top 20 centimeters. Okay. There are different satellite imagery available. People do the AI and tell you. One is the TNA is very good in this particular modeling. They say where the ground available. They are not very accurate, 20% plus minus, sometimes a bit more, but still it's okay. You know this much water already available in the soil. Okay. Now, there is excellent work done in Punjab before, and I tell you several places on evapotranspiration. How much the heat and how much water goes away because the heat, water goes from the soil, water is removed from the soil or from the plant itself. This is the second part. Third part is how much the water requires by the plant to grow. These 3. Okay, but this plant to grow, how much is already by scientists told very clearly, no problem. For the evaporation, we have to have data and it can tell this much only. And ground ka, we have AI means again the data of the soil. Without data, see what is AI? AI is purely statistics. Okay, I think I had a session one in AI. Actually, only statistics. If you know statistics, don't get carried away from the word of AI. It's only give a statistical approximation. This is okay, 80%, 70%, that only it can say. So here also it will say instead of 2 hours irrigate, you irrigate 2.5 hours because it's very hot. So this is what AI can do. So I think, but one thing, yes, this whole system, what you saw, the Radiant system, this is designed, the whole firmware or, of course, you know, experts, but the firmware helped, AI helped very much. AI agents help very much to write the code. You don't require a programmer anymore now, almost. So that way AI helps to design systems and come now. They're really very strong. If you have 10 programmers or 20 programmers, I don't require, or even 50. One intelligent person who knows the whole system, he can make it with the AI, automatic AI agent. That's how the whole trend goes. But we have to be very careful because AI can give wrong information very quickly and mislead you and put you in the hell straight away. So you have to be very smart enough to find out what questions to ask, what not to ask, or how to make it. So this is a process again we are going through this generation. I think it is good. Any more questions? Because time is also, I think we have 5 minutes, correct time? 5 minutes behind. How can tissue culture benefit? Tissue culture is used a very long time for a banana, for example, banana ka big. Whether tissue culture really is required, uh, it's a question. Yes, banana, it's helped very much tissue culture. The very big bananas, you see all of them with the tissue culture. And tissue culture gives you to make different type of, these are all breeding, now what do you call breeding? You make different seeds, different stuff like that, different modification. Then you come grafting also one of the way to create a new type of variety genes. And there are so many areas this is. So tissue color is very useful. India has benefited a lot from tissue color already, I can say about. RPT, I don't know. I am not expert in. I can get for you from the people who know tissue color. See, test is see rapid plant tissue test. It's a bit complex to say. What about tissue culture you are doing? This was much knowledge will I know because I seen my friend running a tissue culture before even 20 years back. I visited his 2-3 labs and I know that. But I think it's difficult for me to reply. I'm the wrong person. You can ask any other question also. Stick irrigation. No, it's a this is for the you see. This is actually what you call the root zone irrigation. कहाँ पानी चाहिए उधर पानी देने का. So if a tree is there, it's done in mangoes, for example. It is done in coconut also. So coconut normally drip when you put a with drip, let's say with 5-6 drippers around the tree you put, and then you irrigate it. Now what they do is they put a pipe down with the holes, 2 feet pipe, and put the dripper in that pipe, top of pipe. So पानी नीचे सीधा जाता है root का. So in that you save more than 50% of dripper water. See, already drip irrigation saves you 40-50% more water. This saves again another 30% of the water. So it's very, very efficient, but you have to put stick, not one, okay, around. So maybe 4, 5, depending on the tree size. You have to put so many drippers and put the, the sticks and then put the dripper. It's very, it's not, no, you can find it you can buy it in Amazon also. You can make it yourself with bamboo, okay. Frankly speaking, you can make it with a bamboo. Oh, BSc, this is very important. I think I want to give me 2 minutes. BSc Agriculture, what should we do next? It's an excellent question, okay, because I remember when I went to even some of the biggest universities gave for students, 800 students, I asked them first, how many of you want to start a business? Not a single one raised. I can tell you 3 or 4 big universities. And after I finished, I asked 1 or 2 raised hand. I think it's excellent. BSc Agriculture, one of the biggest challenges, options available right now to you, go to a seed company, okay? Fertilizer company won't take you. They require chemical engineers. Seed companies take some of them. They're very few. Hardly 3 companies are there. And there are somebody, BSc Agriculture, otherwise government got difficult to get a job. BSc, BTech Agriculture Engineering also, they're similar. So government job only look, people go for masters and PhD to get fixed job. That is the main idea, not interesting subject. Business potential is very high in agriculture. Think about a small change. A small change you have to do it. And don't compare yourself with others. Don't compare with your others. You see, somebody was lucky, he got into IIT somewhere and he is earning 5 lakhs. You want to earn that? No. Agriculture has big potential. Think about all small things, what I told you. In the farm, there is no solution. But you have to, it's very hard business. Yes, very hard work, agriculture. But I think we have not developed that BSc agriculture or agriculture engineering that much business opportunity. Unfortunately, it's true the government is not given that much. Like villages, I find the people, there's so much can be done, but then who will stay in the village? The first question is, if you are from the village, Look at that local, what is the requirement. That is what I would suggest. Masters is good. No, I think, see, actually, it's a question of your interest. Because I also did masters and PhD because there's different dreams, actually. Everybody has a dream. So, masters, you study a few subjects only. Already, bachelor itself, they classify you, you're a silo. You're an agronomist, you're an entomologist. Bachelor itself, they tell you. Biggest problem. When you go to master, again become fine. So, you don't learn anything. Okay, and PhD, when you go, absolutely nothing you learn. You try to show that you're doing some research. Most of the time, this is what the truth is. Okay, that's what they say. Masters, you try to learn what is the research, and PhD, you try to do research. You don't do research at all. So even institutes, that's the biggest problem. You concentrate more of publication of papers. So look at the outcome. I asked you now, for example, why water for paddy is not reduced till now. I made a stick 3 years back to measure the water level in the field, whether the water is in the paddy field less than 10 centimeters, 15 centimeters. I tried a lot, starting from whatever technology you have, ultrasonic, everything. Finally, what worked the cheapest way is the restrictive method and worked already. But it doesn't move more than 5 pieces made. I gave to institute. It doesn't move out. Because the question I asked the farmer, why it move up? He told me, sir, you are telling 20 centimeters, it has gone down. I have to irrigate. But may farm mein jana padega. I have to start my pump. I have to irrigate. I have to come back. This is the problem. So there is no way flood irrigation, we have automation. If you give a solution, give full solution, not part solution. Masters is good. Some institute wise, I think, take your, what is your objective? But I think I was actually told I never worked in the university. I worked for a few years beginning in the Germany. But I'm very happy I'm in business all my life. I'm very happy to have made minimum several hundred of entrepreneurs I make. Always I ask people who worked with me those days, 5 years more than that, they must start entrepreneurs. Thinking of reverse in agriculture in India. Proposed linking, there was a proposal of linking wells, okay, not only reverse wells, also deep wells. Reverse linking will be very expensive proposal. Very expensive proposal. Okay, for example, otherwise, water lifting, for example, what they did in near Telangana, that's one of the massive projects, excellent project. There were some loopholes, whatever came, but then it's a massive, that's okay, that's feasible. Linking rivers is a dream only. It's too expensive. And I'm telling you why. How long you will link also, how long you will use that water. You make surface storage. Pani Bhautisi, what they say, catch the water where it falls. This is what the old saying says. पानी इधर आता है इधर नहीं पकड़ता है तुम दूसरा जगह से पानी लेके आने के उसको सोचता है that is expensive also. See, even if you link the rivers, the cost is expensive. And what are you going to do? Again, you are going to waste water. So I think that may not be a fruitful idea. Instead of that, give the technology to farmers to apply correct amount of water, correct amount of fertilizer. More amount of water is yield reduces. Do you know that? I have seen it myself. Sometime during rainy season, farmers irrigated again the few days, then the yield is really dropped down. So you cannot give too much water also. And that is another problem with when you read about the articles on AWD, paddy, it's very good. Agribusiness is good. Well, of course, it's good for no girls and boys here. Everything is same because I'm telling you proudly that most of not only in India, even Thailand, other countries, agri is run by women only, not by men. It's a truth. So it's very good actually agribusiness. Bold. I know one of the. I remember 4 years, 5 years back, one of the an IT guy came from US and he met me mango. Now he's doing excellent mango business. Alfonso. I think he's got a very big company. He's gone into mango storage. 4 5 years. He's in the US. In the US, he came down. He didn't invest any money. Okay, I'm telling you, US means you think they bring money. No, it's only a question of correct. He was not knowing mango. I sent him to Dapoli with my friends. I told the professors to teach him about mango, everything. Now 5 years, he is a big guy. So I think you can do it very well. Vegetable science. Vegetables are wonder actually. Vegetables growing. I know vegetables. If you talk about vegetables growing, We are talking also, you see, in the what do you call the houses on the rooftop, vegetables is very getting popular, and again it died down. It was popular, it's very good, but I think you should, vegetables is very good actually, because it's very profitable also. You have to look at controlled environment agriculture. You have to learn how to grow vegetables under controlled environment. It's very cheap if you think properly. You want to help, you ask me and I will direct. I told you some of the scientists or who are practical people as given in the webinar series. I will direct you see it, and contact also I will give. Thank you. Doing a job for a few years, saving the investment and doing research. I don't know. See, the question is depending on your financial. Okay. Whether your family is depending on you is a different issue. But otherwise, I think doing a job for a few years will give a lot of experience. Lot of experience then. But at the same time, be careful. If you don't have a focus, once you start earning money in the job, you'll forget any more growth. Many people I have seen going down. So don't do that. So if you have your focus written down, I remember MBA guys, I think when the MBA started in the UK, they asked the people to write down what you will be after 20 years. Okay. And then after 20 years, I'll open the paper and see. Whoever written correctly, they have achieved that. So you should have the focus, write it down your wish, and that can change afterwards. No problem. Thank you for giving. Okay. Cold storage. Oh, and UV radiation, short life, which crops. See, yes. It's cold storage. You have to be careful. Actually, the problem is in onion, for example. I helped onion IIT get this question. Onion, we have researchers who told me 2 degrees Celsius you have to store. You can store for 1 year. But who will pay the electricity bill? So finally, we don't mind onion damaging 10-15% also in 6 months. But rest of them, we want to save it. Right now, we have 70% damage. So for that, we need natural cooling and slight of natural cool ventilation, and it will help. That helps very much. So you have to think of that on cold storage also. Fruits are different fruits. You can put in cold storage at different temperatures. So you have to, don't go and buy a cold storage. Don't get big companies, they give cold storage, all settable. Don't get excited. Read about the particular crop and say how long it can be, how long the marketability is there. Based on that, you work. Health impact, don't worry, because there are so many, not only UV radiation, there are so many techniques available for food processing. And we have experts in food processing, really in industry. Health impacts, actually, health impacts, more of the impact come from the first fertilizers and chemicals we are using. Number two is the own additives what we make, adulteration. This is the problem. Like honey, you buy one bottle free. That's a problem. It should be chemical free as we consuming. Chemical free, we cannot live. What is the limited? Everything never say free, because chemical free you cannot live also. You have to, if you talk about every chemical also come from nature only. Actually, that's what I always argue with the people. Chemical also comes from this one. Like people say acid, I don't like, it'll burn. Citric acid also acid, it doesn't burn your skin. Okay. Sulfuric acid will burn, yes. Hydrochloric acid will burn different levels. So depending on the context what you're talking, I think don't worry about chemical free. Reduce you limit the chemicals, whatever required. For example, food preservation, you require some little amount. You see, there is a big science of food quality. I know one of my juniors is an expert in US. It's a food quality only. He worked on first cheese. Now he works fully on food quality. It's nobody works here in India. I have not seen anybody only concentrate on food quality. We have controllers, okay, but then we don't have a scientist working on food quality. How we define the food quality, how much every packaging, how it affects in the future time, how we can do with a little bit additives only to conserve it better. It's a very big business, actually, big potential. I think you need a team of youngsters thinking and join together and do it. Few of you, instead of one mind. I think I would prefer at least few of you, because that will, at least 5 years you will be together. Then you will separate. Of course, that's a different question in business. A lot of problems will come, but still you will learn each one of you different line, and be open. Don't take all of you in the same discipline. Okay, I told you, collaborate with others, learn. Don't say it is not my job, it's your job. Tell me, if irrigation pump, Is it a farm machinery engineer, agriculture engineer job, or is it a soil and water job? You cannot say. But a farmer has to do it. See, almost every job in the agriculture is all interdisciplinary by basics. Only we, the so-called educated, we have divided, we made silos. Think about it. This is a farmer has to know everything. Farmer has to know also. Tell me when to harvest paddy. Tell me now. Very simple. Olden story. They say 4 corners of the field. When flower comes, then from there I will make so many days. I will harvest. This is a olden style of farmers have the calculation. You don't require a scientist to come and tell. So we think we for our own recognition we have become silos and trying to claim one specific we know it. But actually we should learn more. We should spend at least daily 1 hour to learn a bit extra. I would recommend all of you, you'll be very happy to learn any line. I mean, I know most of people talk about IoT and AI without knowing anything about it, but I think you have to go. Further studies in foreign countries very easy. For example, if accepting US, if you want to go, I will tell you, it's a very good question. I think there was one, for one of the universities I conducted the videos, I'll tell you. For agriculture students, most of the science students, scholarship will be available. Excepting computer science or robotics stuff, not available. Okay, US. But you have to find the professor, correct professor. So you have to, this I'm talking for even masters, not necessarily PhD, okay, masters. So you have to find which area. By just telling them, sir, please take me, will not help. We have a lot of Indians or even other people like Indians. So you have to attempt first. You have to go through all the universities, everything available on the web. Go and find out what type of research you like it. But after you go there, after 1 year, you may not like it. That's okay. You can change it. They also will agree for it. You should go. That's one area. Now, cost-wise, if you know the agriculture studies, there are certain European countries are cheaper than US also. Australia, slightly. I don't know much, but Australia also very good scope. Australia, very vast country. In Asia, I think agriculture science in India, many places are this small, but India is the biggest one. You see, like IIT Kharagpur gives 50% of the staff of the world, okay, in agricultural engineering discipline, almost 50%. So I think we have very good institutes to learn here, but idea is you should get out. You should try your best to. I went out with $50 in my purse when I went out. When I finished my BA, I wanted to go. I come from a low middle class family, but then that guts must be there. Yes, I have to go out to learn. So that's how, if you make the willpower strong, I think the whole universe will come to help you out. So that's a simple, I think, very good. I think Canada is one option. Canada is also a very good option. You learn agriculture very much. US is very good. So many beautiful universities are there. Iowa is good. I will tell you, wherever it is there, just contact which is your area, what you're working, which type of discipline. You find out which professors are there. See, Indian professors know a lot of the people there. So if you tell at least which university you're looking, I will contact and tell you this professor you contact on that area. So find out. See, a professor, you know the name. Don't tell me what work he has done. Similar to him, who are all doing work, find out that. Because if I am sitting in US, okay, then I would prefer the same thing. When I contact a student contacts and he says, sir, I want to work under you. I'll ask why. You have to reply me, convincing way. Sir, you have worked on this line, and I know this another professor of other university also worked on this line, but I like your work, and tell me exactly what you are interested in that to do. And that will impress the people and they will take. That's how it's taken mostly. I think there are so many in Nebraska, so many, I can name it, so many universities will take you. You have to show now, otherwise, what happens, most of the places, first term you have to pay yourself. So US normally, MBA costs almost 1 crore. Okay, I'm telling you the figures to you. And in engineering will cost you around 50, yeah, somewhere about 50 lakhs, somewhere about maybe 40 lakhs, 35, depending on which university you're going. But I think only first term, if you're smart enough, you can get a job and work. Most of the students manage that way. And once you clear the masters of 2 years, then it's no problem. You can, if you do good job, you come. Most of the Indians do it. then you can go ahead. I think it's enough big, I think, story I have told. I've taken a lot of time. You have any questions still? Okay.
Sir, actually, the questions are not stopping now.
No, the objective of this whole thing, just agriculture. I remember when your boss started very first. I
Yes,
think
sir.
I know that very well. So it is to interact the people and to give them help possible. Uh,
Yes.
I'm not interested in show business to others by name, but I think if I'm of help to somebody, that makes me happy and them also. So that's okay.
Okay, sir.
You
Then
can
sure we
give.
can continue with questions if you don't mind.
No, no. If they have questions, yes. Otherwise,
Okay, sure.
difference in Israel mode of agriculture practice, there's nothing. I remember one of my students long back who did the electrostatic spraying. Okay, that was later on published in Israel. That it's their work. This I'm talking about 1990, no 89, 90. Okay, so Israel mode of agriculture practice is nothing exists is like that. Only question is, like I told you, they don't have water much, so they try to automate with the water less. Okay, number one. Anything they do, they you see very simple. Sorry, I have to be very straightforward here. We lie. In the international, when you talk, Indian means we lie. They don't lie. Okay, the question is when I say, do you know? Okay, any question if I ask, do you know? Indians won't say, I don't know. They will say, patch up and say, I know, I don't know, something in between. This is the biggest problem. This is what Israel don't do. Israeli scientists say it works, doesn't work, scrap and go away. Germans also same. I was about 9 years in Germany, so I tell you, Germans exactly the same. They're very straightforward. So Israel one. Number two, they go for the new technology because small country. For example, how many of you know printing food? Okay, alternative protein. For example, I talked about insect farming. Insect farming is not new for India. Insect we consume, termites we consume in the northeast and south also. But still, when I talk, people don't like. Even IITs don't like when I told when people are really they do all the alternative protein. So I think this is the next one. Good job in foreign countries with agriculture background. BSc difficult to get a job, but Africa is taking a lot of people. Okay, you have to find out Africa. But what is scope of MSc in soil science? Soil science, unfortunately, very I don't know. It has needs improvement in India soil science. When I asked about few years back, also one of the top most person in soil science, he gave a talk how to improve soil health. He told contact one of the guy who is a farmer who is doing natural farming. That's not the way soil science. For example, soil science is in charge of what do you call the conservation agriculture. Conservation agriculture is a mixture, not only soil scientists. So I think you have a lot of potential to look at really what mistakes soil science are doing. Big scope where you make a wake up of. I'm talking about including Bhopal. Okay, soil scientists they think different altogether today. They are not joining with anybody together. You can make it if you're interested. Will I get a foreign job? I think yes, of course you get. Depending on the foreign job means what? If you're educated in US, you get a job easily. Otherwise, difficult. Even in Australia, with this degree, you cannot go out and get easily. But Germany for masters, yes, you can. See, German language, I don't know or not, but then, I was not knowing when I went there. Afterwards, of course I picked up very fast because I didn't go only as a student. So then afterwards, we were working. I was teaching also in German. German language is a bit difficult, but people come there, good work, excellent work they do in agriculture. I started my business actually for the raw sprayers. I supplied systems. That's how I entered business. So I think it's a good option Germany to go. It's also cheap when you want to go for studies because they don't have fees. Your staying only will be there. Not only Germany, many of the Europe, even France. Food teaching and research development. Uh, Ethiopia, yes, you can get it. Ethiopia, okay. Uh, mm, uh, yes, but you know better. I think 14 years experience, I cannot tell. Somewhere is lacking at which country what go. Find out a job or tell me which professor we can talk, which area. one student, what type of book stuff build their knowledge in the field of agree to understand problems, what type of solutions. See, books, you have enough of, I will tell you, you see the automation agriculture, you have different type of people talking in different area. Even Just Agriculture also has got a lot of videos now in the 4 years. Before it started, I didn't start as a business line just because all the scientists, my target is to link the scientists with the industry. So that is the reason I took with the ISAE first together we made. Then I continued with that with a different one. Now I'm doing with AAA. So I think a student, you have to look at your farmer. Tell me what all you want to know. Do you know what is zero status? Zero cumulus? Stratocumulus? You don't know that. That's a cloud. Okay, because I don't know whether you studied that particular. It's we had a subject, so we studied. So think about like a farmer and see what all you have to learn. You will learn automatically. Can education background different BSc, MSc, AG decide the enterprise future for an entrepreneur? No, absolutely not. You study hardly 4 books here. 4 subjects you study. What you studied? Hardly you'll remember when you come out, pass out. You don't remember certain things unless you are keen. I don't know. I was telling the people I never studied for before the exam because morning every day I used to study half an hour in the morning. What I feel early morning, 5 o'clock. So I never studied before the exam. So it doesn't mean that education background will make a difference. BSc. No, it's your learning process. Learning is continuous. Doesn't stop with the degree. Degree is a paper which has no use other than to get a job. I'm telling you frankly. You look at your capacity and learn. ICR, JRF exam should be give. I don't know this. I can verify from because I know a lot of friends. I have an ICR, a lot of people I know, but then I don't know. Should we give for must? Yes, you give. I remember when I passed out BE in Coimbatore, I was national merit scholar from the school, so I got free everything from merit scholarship. Then I remember I wrote ICR exam. I got a ICR scholarship immediately, but I was not here. I left and went out of the country. Agriculture data science. It's a huge scope here. Agriculture data science is a, don't think it's something else different. It's just statistics. But one thing is very important agriculture data, what you call climate data, is agriculture data. I think most of the people in India are not learned about, for example, satellite imagery system, which in Bangkok I had in 1979 as a subject. So we know about the stuff of what type of imagery taken. Nowadays you're advanced in that. Different type of cameras take different type of images, different type of information available. This is one. So data science is this. Second is the temperature, humidity, environmental data, very important. Then you have soil data. Soil, unfortunately, soil moisture system not available in the world. Nowhere it works. There are many types people have failed, and besides done a lot of work. So it is only approximate. Don't say we don't require to see soil moisture also very accurately. Plant doesn't die within 2-3 days without water. Even 15 days it will not die. So, but the question is, what is important nutrition to measure? That automated systems are not so cheap available, but one of the person in Bombay, Pune, they have done. So that may be good. So agriculture data science, a lot of data collection is there. How to manage the data. I showed in also the one of the universities, PAU, I think I showed them how to make in 2 hours, you can make the complete model, one model to predict the crop disease, whatever it is. So it's not difficult using AI models. Only you must willing to learn for that few days how to use it. And then, but data is important. So data science is very important. Project fund in India, biotech, you see, there are a lot of funds were given before. Now I don't know. Lot of funding was given biotech. Now they are a little bit slow because there are a lot of labs have been established biotech. If you are specific, like I think last one, I think 2 years back, somebody asked me for funding for recyclable plastics. Okay. This was one of the biotech project what they asked for. I remember. I think people are not very keen because it's not cost benefit ratio was not there. So I will find out if you're interested. I will find out. That's not a problem. Biotech is, of course, see, biotech goes in different line also, not necessarily agriculture, seed companies, research, all take, but you must be an expert in that line. Then you can get, like ADM is one of the biggest company. I know one person works there for R&D chief. ADM makes everything almost, whatever you call today. It wants almost all the companies. Suggest some options for applying. कुछ नहीं ऐसे options very simple. Take US universities, find out which field you are, find out all the university names, read about the professors, what research work, and tell me what interests you out of that. If you don't know anything, also start reading about them. Now spend that few days, few months. Okay, I think you should work for it. You should work for it, and then we can help you. I think it should be enough. I think we spent half an hour more than. I think if you're there, give my email ID is ismail@safa.com. I think she can put it in the
Yes,
chat.
I'll put it in the chat box, sir. Can you
For
just
them.
repeat it again, sir? I'll just put it right here.
Yeah, I will put it in the chat box. Just a minute. Student, with the time, we are becoming more confused. This is really, I feel sad. I have to answer the question. Yes, I know. I was there. Actually, you're not the only one. Nepal, we had a conference this beginning a few months back. All the students were crying. The youngsters, after this, all this thing, and I used to know the minister, but then all youngsters saying, we don't know what is the scope, what we have to do. One thing I would say, cool down first. And you are in agriculture, like I told, look at the farmer. How to know the weather, where it comes, meteorology. Take the book and read it. Just like a hobby, read it. Read about each one of them and then see. Veterinary, yes, we had a lot of discussion. See, that's what we ignored actually. We forgot the whole animal sciences. I will come back. This all will have some other session. I think we should have it. I think business, we have a lot of data in agribusiness, veterinary, actually, even the agriculture universities. Vice chancellors also, they're very keen. When I participated in one of them, veterinary, they're giving a lot of importance. Government gives a lot of for feed, for example, animal feed, lot of subsidy or plan to make youngsters. And I know one guy has started in Parbani, almost 2 crores they give. So it's a very good actually. Veterinary is excellent because animal, actually one thing is milk production is high, but we don't care about animals. Okay, especially how the housing of animal is not there. And I think there are BIFE. There is one institute called BIFE. I think if you know the oldest NGO, BIFE in Pune, they came and asked, we want to find out a cow whether it's in heat or not, because the farmer loses 1 month of milk. So very simple electronics you can use or technology. I think very good. I think we'll have some other time. It will go on forever. I think we'll have some other time. We'll have a session for it. I think I'll request the boss of our Just Agriculture, especially one session for all the questions, and give the questions ahead, and I will put the slides according to that. Okay. BSc Agriculture, Data Science. What do I need to choose after BSc Agriculture, Data Science? Okay, data science, what about Rauri is a good place. I mean, which place? You send me the message, I will tell you. Okay. With the data science, you have to utilize it somewhere. Na? You need a facility, you want to study or you want a job, I don't know. But I think if you have done already BSc and data science, you better find a place where both knowledge will be useful. And there are many universities look for this. PAU also looks for it. Okay. They started recently. So I don't know from north or south, west, you tell me. Then I think we'll talk about that. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a highly interactive session. We really appreciate your efforts.
That's what I want. I want to help. I'm a very young man, so I want to help the people. Thank you.
Already you have seriously have answered so many questions right here.
Well, that's the reason I spend my time. I don't want to waste my time. I think if even one person is useful, my job is done. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much, sir, for your insightful and inspiring session. Your valuable thoughts on a sustainable and scalable digital irrigation platform for efficient irrigation have greatly enriched our understanding and broadened our perspective. We sincerely appreciate your time, your expertise, and your willingness to share your vast experience with all the participants. So, on behalf of Just Agriculture Group and also the all the participants of AGROVISION 2.0, I extend our heartfelt gratitude and best wishes to you, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks. We would like to inform you that Dr. Arun Chandan sir is currently traveling, and due to network connectivity constraints, he is unable to join us for today's session. We regret this absence today, but we are happy to share that he will be joining us next week. We are grateful for his continued support and look forward to welcoming him in the upcoming session that is on the next week. So we'll be concluding the session now. So, dear friends, as we conclude day 3 of AGROVISION 2.0, let us carry forward the learnings and excitement in our daily work. The response so far has been overwhelming, and we are grateful to each one of you. For you being the part of this movement. We look forward to seeing all of you on Monday for day 4 of AGROVISION 2.0. Get ready for even more exciting sessions, powerful interactions, and game-changing ideas that will shape the future of Indian agriculture. Until then, stay curious, stay innovative, and keep nurturing the seeds of change. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening and a productive weekend ahead. Jai Hind, Jai Kisan. Thank you.